How's it going, everybody? My name is Andy, and this is my very first Beckett submission return. Just wanted to go over the grades and the cards with you guys. And what I like to do is guess the grade. So we're gonna do that for each one, play a little game, and that way some of you guys can get a better understanding with how hard or how easy Beckett is grading their cards lately. So right here, shiny Charizard, Champion's Path. Looks pretty good. The centering looks awesome. Maybe that top edge might mark it down. So let's see what the grade is. .5. So we got a 9 in centering, 10 in corners, 10 in surface, 9.5 in edges. I like guessing the grades when I watch these videos myself, so figured it might be a little fun. Now this one, Japanese. Can't really go wrong with modern Japanese. To me, this looks like a perfect 10, but let's see what score it got. 9.5. 9.5 on surface, 9 on centering, 9.5 on edges. Not really seeing that. This is a secret rare from the Tag Team All-Stars. Very low pop. I might just send this in a PSA, get that 10. This is pack fresh too. I got it out of a box break. Maybe that's just down there. I don't know. Throw in a book for a couple weeks and submit it raw to PSA. Who knows? But I was hoping for a higher score for this one. Evolving Skies. Who doesn't like Evolving Skies? Sylveon VMAX. Looks a good card. I like how there's a bunch of different Pokemon in the artwork. It's maybe a little heavy left to right. Back looks solid. .5. Was not expecting that. Whew. 10 on surface, 8.5 on corners. Centering is 8.5 and edge is 9. Do you guys see that? That's what 8.5 corners look like. I don't know, maybe a PSA resubmission. I guess let's just keep the Evolving Skies theme going. Got 2 Leafeon VMAXs. This is a beautiful card. I actually pulled a third one of these that I traded with one of my friends. So, pristine 10. We got 0.5 away from centering. 0.5. What I'm gonna do, or what I want to do, is get a scanner that I could hook up to my computer. And I've heard of people counting the pixels online, and that's how they get their that's how they pick which cards to send in for grading. I got this tool right here. We can try it real quick. I just got it, so bear with me. I'll do the left side. It's kind of hard doing it with the case on. So apparently for perfect centering, you're gonna want it to have that dash line up right on the tube. Same thing on this other side, where we get the line it up. So that looks pretty centered, left to right, top to bottom, right on that dash. So that looks centered. And then top to bottom, this is tough because there's not really a border. Yeah. That looks perfect to me, so maybe, who knows, maybe I'll send this one in again to Beckett. Go for that black label. Definitely worth that higher grade with the current prices. And then we got 9.5, 9 centering and 9.5 corners. How do those corners look to you guys? Does look a little thicker on top and like a little bit too, like a little skewed a little bit, like off axis. But on the front, it's really hard to tell since these are full arts. But left to right, it looks okay. It looks pretty good. Definitely a PSA 10. Maybe I'll resubmit that. We got the V-Star Arceus. I pulled this card out of the pack myself. It's funny, when I ordered 2 boxes of V-Star Universe. One came directly from Japan, from a wholesaler, and another one came from a drop shop company in the States. So the one from Japan came all beat up, busted. This card wasn't it. And if you guys are paying attention, you already know the score. Kind of give it away when I show the back. It's got a black label. It's my very first black label. Pretty excited. However, the pop's kind of high on this. It's like 500 plus, so not worth too much. Keep that one right there. And I do like Japanese cards, so this is from the stamp box, Crown Rot. And I bought this myself and took it out of the wrapper. Not a black label, as you can see. Can't really find too much wrong with this card. Maybe the edges right there on this side, the left front side. 9.5 all around with a 10 on the surface. Man, I was hoping for a little bit higher. 9.5, 9.5 all the way around. Now, I don't really like this card. I'm down to sell it. Or I'm thinking about keeping it as a pair with the Pikachu. I'm not sure. But I really like the Pikachu card. This is beautiful. What is that? I don't know if you can see that, but like a little hair. It's not on the card, so maybe it's something on the plastic or got trapped in there. It's kind of weird. Just got these back too, so here's the back. Not a black label. That corner looks a little sad. That looks okay. That looks okay. What do you guys think? So we got a pristine 10, 3 10s, and 9.5 on the edges. Not really seeing the edge. That corner did look a little weird down here, but I got a 10. So 0.5 away from the black label. Maybe worth sending in again. Let me know in the comments. This is my first YouTube video, guys. I'm doing like one take, no editing, so bear with me. Man. And when I sent all these cards in, I did choose the best centered ones, but I just used my eyes. I didn't have the centering tool at the time, and I didn't scan them either. But I have been reading that some people scan them themselves, and they'll go ahead and submit the ones that are, they count the pixels, which is pretty cool. So this right here is a first edition War Turtle. It has the gray stamp. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it's the thick gray stamp. So there's regular gray stamp, and then there's thick gray stamp. This was in a collection that I bought off of my buddy. And I do want to sell it. As far as Beckett goes, it's a Pop 3. Thick 3D gray stamp. And then you got regular gray stamps as well. So PSA, they don't have gray stamps, it's just first edition. And then CGC, they acknowledge the gray stamp as well. But this is gonna be really hard for me to price because of the low pop. And there's no prior sales either. But it's a pretty cool card. I'm sure there'll be a buyer out there for it. But if anyone knows more information on it, feel free to let me know. The back does look a little rough. See some white and on the edges, whitening on the edges too. Next up, EV Heroes Umbreon Rainbow. Now with the modern Japanese, their quality control is amazing. I don't know. This looks, left to right looks perfect. Top, bottom, that's really tough because the bottom has a border. Bottom has a border. But the top is full art. And I just chose this one to submit because everybody loves Umbreon. And you know, maybe one day I'll sell it. This card doesn't really speak to me too much, but it just looked really mint when I sent it in. And I was hoping for black label, but got a 10, pristine 10, 0.5 away from the black label. I don't see it. It's just hard with this top border right here. I guess maybe if I had a scanner, I'd be able to measure this bottom border, and then I would have known that it's a little off. It's a little thin, but still a nice score. And the hull is pretty neat. There's a lot going on there. Next up, Glaceon VMAX. My son pulled this card out of the Pikachu Pencil Tins. I like this card because there's a lot of Pokemon in the artwork. The edges do look pretty rough on this. Even the corners. Centering looks okay to me, left to right, but again, this is probably a little bit thin. I can't tell the top. So check out the score. 8.5, 9 centering, 9 corners, 8 edges. And the service, I have no idea. This card was pack fresh, straight into a sleeve. So that must be Pokemon Center, unless it got damaged when they're opening it. I don't think so. Yeah, but the centering looks a little off. But Evolving Skies is my son and I's favorite set. So that's where most of these cards are from. This is the Umbreon V Alt. I guess maybe the edges are kind of rough on this side now that I'm looking at it. This whole side. Centering left to right looks about even. And then top bottom, maybe the top looks a little thick. Love the artwork. It looks very dark. And personally, I think this card goes harder for the Moonbron. Look at the back. The corners look mint. Maybe edges and centering. Let's see what it got. 9.5. 9 on centering. 9.5 on surface. I don't get that. This is also a pack fresh card. I think we pulled this card like a day or two before we mailed this out. Again, straight from pack to sleeve. I know that doesn't say much. It's not saying much with English. Quality control, but solid card. But look at these subgrades. I feel like 9.5. I feel like this might be able to squeak by with a PSA 10 if the centering is within the parameters. That 9.5 on the surface, that's filthy, man. Must have put a fingerprint on it. Alright, we got the Umbreon coming up. Maybe we'll just save that for the end. Save that for the finale. And we got this really clean shiny Zard from Shiny Fates. We did pull 2 of these, and I kept the most mint one, I thought. And we sent this in for grading. My son and I pulled it. I think he pulled it for Christmas last year, around that time. I guess the edges look a little rough right there. Centering, it's really tough since the artwork just kind of flows out. But at least left to right, it looks pretty good. I'd say surface would be a 10. corners. Corners look good. What do you guys think? .5 all the way around. Damn. So this could have been a black label if it had good centering. Perfect corners, perfect surface, perfect edges. 9 on the centering. I guess maybe a little thick right there on the bottom. Well, what do you guys think? Maybe send this into PSA, get that 10. And I mostly sent these in for grading because my son's pretty young. He just turned 7. And I just want him to have most of his Pokemon collection protected, you know, no scratches, or it's real easy for him to bend it or put in his pocket. So I feel like by grading these cards, he's still able to pick them up and hold them and look at them, but they're a lot more protected inside of a slab. And the artwork's just crazy on this one. And then maybe later on, I mean, there's no rush, but probably send it to PSA, get that 10, since they're more laxed on the centering. So far, looking back, I kind of wish I sent different cards to Beckett, because I wasn't really expecting them to be so strict, especially with the edges and the corners. Because if you look at the card front in a frontal view, it looks perfect, and then you look into the side and okay, maybe the whatever the cutting machine was dull that day. So this one looked pretty good to me. I just visually inspected all of my celebrations cards, and out of all of them, this one looked to have the best centering, surface, corners. And I kind of believe that the Umbreon, there's a lot of hype right now, so if I wanted to, I could potentially sell this card and, you know, make some of my money back from those grading fees. And then maybe I can send more cards in. But it's a classic, iconic Umbreon, even though it's just the Celebrations one. It's pretty clean. Everyone likes it. And pristine 10. Darn it. 0.5 away from that black label. So a lot of my pre-screening, I did go over a lot of cards. This was a 16 card submission, but it's just real hard using the naked eye. I feel like I'm able to look at the surface and corners, but that centering, maybe if I start scanning my stuff, it'll be a lot more obvious to me which ones would be a good Beckett contender and which ones would be good PSA. And this will probably get the CGC 10 as well, but I'm not too sure about those new slabs. And from what I'm hearing, the old CGC slabs are going for more than the new ones, since the 9.5s are 10s now, and they got rid of their perfects. So, and we go to another Umbreon. That's a dope card. Tag team. I don't remember where I got it. Maybe I opened it. Actually, this is a promo, so I don't think I opened this box. Dope card though. The back looks good. It's got that like square cuts on the corners. It's not totally round. And there we go. 9.5 corners, 9.5 centering, 9.5 edges, 10 surface. So I feel like this would probably get a PSA 10 if I cracked it. I gotta look at the pricing and see if it's even worth it to do that, but all in all, pretty cool card. 10 on the surface. Everyone loves the Umbreon. And it's a little bit older, Sun and Moon era, 2016. All right, and our last card. If you've been watching this long, thanks for tuning in to my very first YouTube. Umbreon VMAX. What do you guys think? Get it center real quick. Focus. That corner looks a little up. I don't remember that being that bad. Centering, again, that's really tough because the artwork blends in. But if you look down here on the sides, left to right, it looks really good. Bottom, this might be thin compared to the top. But again, how are you gonna measure that top? That's pretty hard. So let's see what we got. 9.5. So that's a strong 9.5. We got 10 surface, 9 centering, 9 edges, 9 corners. So I feel like PSA, they don't really grade as hard in the corners and with edges. So I think this would probably be a PSA 10 VMAX that we're looking at right now. And I'm seriously considering cracking the slab and sending it to PSA. So not too bad, guys. Just a little recap. We got 1 black label. Got 3 pristine 10s. I might send this one in again. I love this card, really neat artwork. And luckily, when I bought the stamp collection, it didn't really blow up. So I think I got it for like $220. And then all of a sudden, a month or two later, it jumped up to $400 to $500. Not sure where they're at now, but I know there's a lot less supply. And you can't really go wrong with Japanese. They got their quality down. Here's our second pristine 10. And our third pristine 10. Man, I feel like this one could have been a black. I have a few more Japanese cards I might send in. I want to do another submission very soon, but I'm going to see if I can get that scanner. Then I'll be able to make a better decision on which cards go where. And I'm not anti-CGC. I'm just, right now, I'm a little hesitant, and I kind of want to see how everything plays out with their new grading scale. But definitely for like my misprints or like a miscut or error cards, CGC, I still probably send it there anyways. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and that was our submission. I'll probably do a little bit more later on, but keep you guys posted.